Hello, welcome to Voices in PR. I am Blair. I'm the founder of Bell Communications. Today we have Demia, creator and director of the Couture Agency, to join us. Welcome, Demia.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
That is an awesome question, Blair. Thank you so much for leading with that. Honestly, I had been in the industry just doing various things for about 10 years before I decided to venture out on my own. So, as I was, leading out and doing, again, all these various things, I noticed that there was such a lack of public relations, of media coverage, of just, I promise you, I'd be flipping through like different publications, watching TV, and I would see coverage of the most random things. Like, I promise, avocado toast or like cat clothes was getting more coverage than just phenomenal women of color that were out here with these phenomenal brands. They just weren't getting that media coverage that they deserved. And so, again, I had been working. I was like, you know what, guys, instead of consistently complaining about this problem, I'm going to create the solution. And that's truly what the Couture Agency has been for so many just young women of color that are out here with startup brands, mid-sized brands, even large brands that really are looking to get their voice out there and their brand awareness to a whole nother level. You know what, Blair? I honestly find it to be just lack of awareness and lack of knowledge on how to get to the next level. It's so funny. I've been doing this. We're going on 4 years coming into 2021. And my parents even tell me, they're like, we're so proud of you, Demia, but we have no idea what you do. And really, in the in the realm of public relations, it's a whole new world. Like, if it's not something that you're, aware of, just getting started, finding the right person, getting into publications, all of those different things, it's a completely new world that most of the time, most brands and whatnot, they're not aware of. And so when I do have my discovery calls with people, I would say that's probably out of the first three questions out of their mouth is like, I don't know where to start. Can you show me how to start? And I always just tell them, hey, let me do the heavy lifting of public relations because that's what I went to school for. That's what I know. And then it really gives them the opportunity to focus in on their creativity. So that's what I found. Yes, I would say keep on going. I mean, if I could give any advice at all, I would say don't quit. Keep going, keep pushing. And the reason behind that is because I feel as though, and this could just be like being super optimistic, but I feel as though going into 2021, which is just a couple weeks away, we're going to finally start seeing a change. Like we finally have the vaccine that's out there. There's going to be a change. And so keep on going. Take this time to learn about your craft. Take this time to even see if you can expound on some of the services that you've had, all those things that you've been pushing out off, whether it be, changing your website around, changing what your brand, changing whatever it may be. Take this time to learn, take this time to do all those different things, but don't quit. Don't give up. I've heard so many people like, you know what, this was always a dream of mine. And now I can't do it anymore. Now I have to go back to corporate or I have to go back to whatever it is. And there's nothing wrong with corporate, but if you have it instilled in you, if you have that passion instilled in you, hey, this is a business that I've dreamed of, I've worked for. Don't quit on your dreams. Don't quit on your passions. I always think back to even, oh my gosh, of course I can't think of her name, but there's a lot of millionaires. There's a lot of even billionaires that have come from times like this. You know what I mean? There's a lot of
Yes.
people that have been able to take their brand to the next level during pandemics, during crazy, strange, unprecedented times such as this. So, really just take this time, even if you need to reset for a little bit, hey, that's fine too. Like surviving this pandemic, surviving the past, 10 months in and of itself is a huge feat. So just take this time. This could be like the calm before the storm, meaning this could be the time that's set up for you to just kind of have, again, that time to learn, to refigure out why you got into this thing, to redo your website, redo your business cards, whatever it may be, so that in 2021, when that rolls around, all this new business that's going to surge in, you now have everything in place and everything together to really just hone in on your new clients. Oh, that's a good one. So before I will take on a client, we always have a discovery call. Okay. And so oftentimes people think of discovery calls just so you can kind of like, for lack of a better word, sell yourself to a potential client. But I also use that time to see if we would be a good fit. I mean, honestly, I just feel like I'm at a point in my life and in my career where if I don't feel a connection with you as the client, if I don't feel like we have good vibes or we have a good, rapport with one another, then it's not going to be a good fit for either one of us, And so it's really just a time as I'm talking to you, as I'm seeing, hey, is this a good fit for, and I tell them that, hey, we're going to take this time to see if we're a good fit for one another. And I've had a few a few people after the discovery call where I'm just like, no, that's not gonna work. That's not, and you can tell, and I'm sure even you, like in your business and your everyday activities as you're talking to people, you can tell, like you can just tell from that first interaction if it's gonna be a good fit. And especially with us in PR, we don't have 9 to 5s where it's just like, okay, now I'm done. No, our clients are like extended family members, and we're constantly talking to them, constantly in communication. And I don't want to be stressed over anyone. Like honestly, at this point in my life, I don't want to be stressed, period. And so I always make sure that we're like, just with the certain questions that I ask, even certain expectations, are they realistic expectations? I'm always about being transparent because again, PR is such a foreign and just crazy world. So just letting them know, hey, this is how PR works. You're
Yeah.
not going to get in vogue tomorrow. It takes time. Brand awareness takes time. Just seeing, what are their responses to those things, just seeing if we're a good fit for each other. So I always, always, always lead with a discovery call to see how we will work together. Yes, such a great question. I love this question. So I always like to think of pitching as dating, right? So when you go on your first date, I'm hoping you know your date's name. I'm hoping and I'm assuming, I mean, in this day that we live in right now, you've probably gone on their social media platform. You've seen what their interests are. You're probably on their Instagram or their Facebook. You know what they're into. You know all these different types of things. It's the same thing with pitching. I think so many times like that break off with editors and then the PR people or even brands that are pitching themselves is that lack of the human touch. So we're oftentimes so inundated with just, okay, let me send off 50 pitches. Let me just send this off. But we have to keep in mind there's a person behind that email address. Like they're human beings too. And I hear that all the time, just with, editors or freelancers. They're just like, I don't even cover that. Like, I'm a fashion editor. I don't cover wellness. Why are they sending me pictures on wellness? Like, go in and do your homework, do your research. Like, even with this publication that you're pitching to, is your client a good fit for the publication? Then taking it a step further, the person who I'm pitching to, do they cover what I'm trying to pitch? Go through their digital platform, see, click on that person's name, see previous stories that they've actually pitched, and maybe you can even like correlate those things together. Hey, so and so, I saw that you pitched on earrings earlier this month, and I have a client who just launched an amazing jewelry brand. I think that you did such a great job covering, the look and the feel of them, that I wanted to pitch this story to you so that potentially it would be a good fit. Just again, taking that extra step, because it's really, in the world of PR, it's not quantity over quality. You want to make sure that you're, in a sense, dating that person. I went to this all day PR summit last week, which was phenomenal. And they had such a great idea in there. So, like, obviously, with COVID, it's changed everything, and you can't really do desk
Yes.
sides right now. So they made the great suggestion of, reach out to these people and ask if you can do virtual coffee. So you can like Uber eat some coffee over to them, or you can send them like a Starbucks gift card, whatever is easiest for you. Buy them coffee and just say, hey, can I have 15 minutes of your time? You guys get together on Zoom or whatever platform you use, and then talk to them about, hey, what are some things that you're pitching right now, and show how you can be a resource to them. Again, with dating, it's not one-sided. You want to see how you can be,
Yes.
of resources to each other, and it's the same with pitching. So that would be my advice. Yes, I do. My biggest advice, again, like I said earlier, is to just keep on going. I know oftentimes for us, it's just like we kind of hit a wall sometimes that, our counterparts may not hit, just in terms of like being seen, not only us being seen, but our clients being seen, being taken seriously. It's like there's so many extra steps that we have to take to get to that point. So to keep going, like, get your niche and then move forward with that thing. When whatever it is that you're doing, God gave you that for a reason. And so keep going, keep pushing, do those extra steps that you need to do. Get read up on your craft. So just whenever you walk into a room, people can just know, can just be able to tell, okay, she knows her stuff. Like, she's on her stuff, she knows her stuff. But the biggest advice, keep going, be the best at what you do, so that people, no matter what your skin tone may be, when you do walk into that building, when you do walk into that meeting, whatever it may be, and you open up your mouth and you start, talking facts or talking about your clients, talking about whatever it is, they can't deny your greatness, and they can't deny the fact that you will continue to bring success for whatever it is that you're doing. Oh, that's a good one too. Okay, so I feel as though PR and marketing are cousins, not twins. Okay. So they're in the same family, but they're not the same thing. So normally, when you have a marketing team, they're helping you just more or less in the beginning stages of your product. So if you have, let's just say, a new jewelry brand, your marketing team, they're going to be the ones who come in and help you with maybe the font options or the your color options that really help people, when it comes to jewelry. They may be the ones that are like, hey, you should go with this type of boxes, or you should, they really help you with those beginning stages. Whereas public relations, they come in afterwards, and they're the ones who are helping you bring brand awareness. So they're helping you pretty much create your brand, whereas public relations then comes in, they help with brand awareness. So whether that be with media relations, whether that may be, there's such a large gamut of things that we do in PR, but they're the ones who really come in with that brand awareness after the marketers do their thing.
Yeah, because a lot of times client will ask me, what's going to be what's the ROI going to be for this campaign? And I just have to tell them, like, PR is not marketing.
It's not.
It's not. It's more of like focusing on the long term.
Yes.
To build up your brand, to keep your eyes on the horizon,
yes.
to like push your brand to the next level instead of getting that extra cash
right
now.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my, I'm so happy you said that. I just came across a quote on Instagram the other day, and I was like, this is so brilliant. There was a client that was asking someone who's in public relations, like, hey, are you going to help me with my sales? Like, is that what you do in PR? And their response, of course, I'm not going to be able to say it exactly how he said it, but just like, to abbreviate, he was pretty much saying that that's not like PR, public relations is not a sales funnel. That's not what we do. What we do is bring brand awareness, which over time, a lot of time, is going to help with your sales. But before you can even do any of that, you have to have brand awareness. And there's no brand without awareness. And that's where we as PR practitioners come in to bring that awareness, not a sales funnel. Like, if you want sales, and I'll tell my clients this in our discovery calls, if they're just like, hey, I need additional sales now, I'll tell them, okay, well then I'm not the one for you, because we're not going to get sales right away. You may want to talk to your, I don't know, the person who does your website and see if they can help with some SEO tactics or something like that. But PR takes time.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, that's a good one too. So I would just say, as you see, I'm kind of like a ball of energy. I'm trying to keep it together right now for the interview, but I don't know, like, we're a small but mighty team. And so I'll do things like with people on my team. I remember one time for her birthday, I was like, hey, take the day, like take half a day, take the day off. I'll send over, here's some money to go get a pedicure. I remember one time we started the day and one of my girls was so stressed. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, stop. Like, this is a no stress zone. I don't care what type of things that we have coming up around the corner. I don't care what type of campaigns we have going on right now. We don't want to get burned out. When you have burnout, that's when you have people that are going to quit. That's when you have people that are just going to be like, okay, no, this is not for me. The Couture Agency is a no stress zone. We're not going to do that. And so I'm always trying to motivate them just by showing them, hey, these are new tactics that we can use. These are some fun new things that we can implement, bringing on new clients. And also, like with them, go get a pedicure, go get a manicure, go do whatever you need to do to kind of reset, and then we'll come back to this. And we've had the girl who's been on with me, Kiera Lenise, she's phenomenal. She was on with the Couture Agency since before we even had the Couture Agency. So we're doing pretty darn good with our retention, if I don't say so myself. But yeah, that's how we motivate. Oh, I don't. It's so bad. I know that's so bad. That's something that I have got to work on. I have a 2-year-old little boy and a 4-year-old little girl and my husband. And I'm so bad at my work life. Like I couldn't even lie to you on this question. I'm so bad. I'll be sitting in bed with my computer on my lap, and then one child like crawled up on me right here. The other child is laying on my legs. Like I feel like I'm always working. And so in 2021, that's like one of my things where I'm just going to have to set up those hard limits and those hard boundaries with my clients. Like, okay, after 5:30, I'm not responding to emails. I'm not responding to text messages. I'm not doing that because I have to have like, I was just thinking about the fact my 4-year-old, she's going to be in school like next year, just a couple months from now. That makes me so sad to even think about, like she's not going to be home with me all the time. So just keeping it right, keeping in mind that these times that we're in right now, like they're so precious, especially with your little ones. Like my daughter was a big reason why I even started the Couture Agency in the first place. Like just being able to always be there when she needs me. And okay, if I need to be with her during these morning hours, then I can kind of reset and do PR at midnight or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? But just, I have to get better on that one. I got to get better on my work-life balance. Being consistent. I would say if I could give anyone any advice for social media, it is being consistent. So even if I would say if you can, try to have something in your feed at least once a day. I would say do your research on the best hashtags. Instagram, they are changing. Like it is not the same day and age where you can just be seen like you were on IG, and they know that, and they know that they can kind of get their cash flow up with us businesses. And so you really have to do your research. Like you have to stay in the know. So they have reels, they have IGTV, they have all these different things that you have to stay on top of so that you can be at the top of the algorithm so that you can be seen. And you're going to be able to do that by being consistent. So again, even if you don't have something on your feed every day, try to put up a story, try to put up a reel, try to be engaging. So ask questions in your stories. Hey, like I actually on my Instagram at it's at the Couture Agency. I just did a story like, hey guys, my birthday's on Saturday. What should I do? I haven't planned anything. Even if it's just little things like that, being consistent.
That's amazing. That's amazing advice. Yeah. So thank you so much for joining us. This would be all for today's Voices in PR. Thank you for joining us and sharing your insight with us. This is a very informative session, and you're such a delight.
Thank you.
Voices in PR is a platform where we discuss relevant issues regarding PR and social media. We get insight from influencers and PR leaders about useful and trending topics. If you like this program or would like to share your thoughts, please let us know.
Thank you.